So starting the week off again, I gotta say, I am feeling hungry, bro. Like, starting to work out, every day, pretty much every day. That is one thing I've noticed, is I am much hungrier. So my goals for this week are to definitely get more walking in. I think last week I hit 2.5 miles a day a couple of times. So I think I'm going to up that a little bit. Yeah, that's probably the only change I'll make this week. I just naturally have been cutting down on carbs some. Just because I'm trying to get so much protein in, that it's been, and again, I think I mentioned in one of my other videos, but I just generally I don't eat that much. My meals are pretty small, and so just by adding protein in, other stuff has gone down because of that. I did have one comment on one of my videos, I don't remember, TikTok, Instagram, I don't know, that asked how I'm getting so much protein. So first off, I definitely am using protein drinks. I really like those Core Power ones. Those taste pretty good. I've tried a few of the others and they taste like butt. Core Power, very good. Then just upping the meat intake and cutting out the carbs. It's just obviously, like I was just saying a second ago, as I've shifted more protein in, carbs have gone down, which has enabled me to hit the higher protein numbers. So I think that's been helping, because I this is kind of like a two-part thing. I'm not just trying to lose weight, I'm trying to also put on some muscle too. So I have two focuses. If I was just trying to cut weight, I think I would probably do this a little bit differently and get faster results, but that's not really what I'm going for here. I'm trying to do a little bit of both. And then the other thing that I've been doing is there's this app that my wife turned me on to called the Daily Dozen. Because I've tried food tracker apps and all that stuff in the past, and they really irritate me. The features that I want, years ago when I did keto for a pretty long stretch, and I lost a lot of weight. And I kept it off for a decent amount of time, but, eventually I gained it back. It probably took a little over a year to gain all back, but I did. Anyways, I was tracking my food then, and that's cool. I was using MyFitnessPal, I think. Yeah. It was great because it let me track the macros, very detailed, but a lot of those features now you have to pay for the app to get them, and again, tracking food is just so tedious and very frustrating. So my method right now is I write down everything, because that, for whatever reason, maybe I'm just old, but writing it down is way easier to me than trying to plug it in my phone. And so I've been doing that, and then the Daily Dozen app is a big help too. The Daily Dozen app has goals for making sure you're getting all the nutrients you need in a day, and it's just a checklist. So it's pretty helpful for me for that, because I'm good about eating protein, and keto is super easy for me because I eat a lot of meat anyway. But and I guess I don't have a problem eating vegetables. That sounds so childish, but I just don't eat that many. I can eat fruits pretty easily, but I don't eat a huge variety of vegetables. I kind of just stick in my lane in that regard, and even though I really enjoy them, obviously I'm missing out on some nutrients because of that. So the Daily Dozen has helped me that, and me and my wife have a little bit of a competition every day we can brag to each other about it, but that has been helpful, and it's a cool app. I mean, like I said, it marks things like beans, berries, different types of vegetables, like leafy greens, etc. And then you got whole grains and flaxseed, and I think, and I may say this wrong, but I think it's actually an app that was designed for people who are trying to go plant-based in their diet, which I am wholeheartedly not a fan of. I have tried the vegan thing a little bit, and I hate it. I hate it. My body feels like garbage when I do it. It's not for me, and I hope it, I'm glad it works for some people, but it's just not my thing. But that, I think, is what the app was made for. Like, the guy that made it, that was its focus. So if you're into that, that is a cool app. You should check it out. The Daily Dozen. It's free, and it's helped me at least keep track of, like, making sure I get the full span of nutrition, not just protein. Anyways, so yeah, going into this week, my goal, like I said, really just to add more walking. I think I'm going to try to do a lap around my neighborhood. When I get home from work in the evenings. And if I can do that, paired with a little bit of walking during my lunch break, I think that'll be more than enough. I'm hoping that'll be enough to get me to that 10,000 steps a day marker. I think that's it. That's all I got for you.